At first, the man didn't think much of it when his son mentioned a strange smell in their new home. But that night, as he was trying to get intimate with his wife, the window suddenly shattered. Jack rushed to check and saw that a car accident had occurred right in their front yard. The next day, while trimming the grass, he noticed someone hammering across into the ground by the road. It was the family of the driver. That's when Jack realized the driver hadn't survived. Determined to prevent future accidents, he cut down the overgrown trees blocking the road signs. But not long after, tragedy struck again. That evening, Jack was grilling in the backyard when a loud crash came from the front. He sprinted to the scene just in time to see the vehicle responsible turning around to flee. Jack ran after it, trying to stop the driver, but they got away. When he turned back, he found the other car's driver gravely injured. Jack tried to comfort him, saying the ambulance was on its way. But the man's wounds were too severe. Within minutes, he slipped into unconsciousness. Later, Jack confided in his wife. He blamed himself for not having the skills to help, for missing the critical moment to save a life. But his wife wasn't focused on that. She was more worried about how all this would affect their son. She wanted to move out. Jack, though, couldn't stop thinking about the driver who just died in his arms. The guilt weighed on him so heavily that the next day, he signed up for a first aid course. Then another strange thing happened. His wife discovered that their son had lost a significant amount of hair. After some gentle probing, the boy admitted that he'd been pulling it out himself to cope with fear and anxiety. Realizing how deeply the trauma had affected their son, the couple took him to a therapist. Jack's wife saw the accidents as too much for the child. Moving away was, in her eyes, the only solution. But Jack disagreed. To him, moving wouldn't stop the accidents from happening. The real solution was to be prepared to save lives. Still, he couldn't bear to be separated from his wife and son, so he reluctantly agreed to sell the house. Yet before the handover, Jack couldn't let go of the thought of another accident. He even knocked out part of the interior wall, just so he could get a clear view of the road from the dining room. Eventually, someone bought the house. Jack had no choice but to pack up and move. As he loaded his belongings into the car, he felt a wave of disappointment. The house, the place that had given him a purpose, was no longer his. There would be no more chances to prove himself a hero. Then, as he stepped onto the slick pavement in the rain, he slipped and fell. And strangely, in that moment, Jack felt a flicker of hope. A wet, slippery road meant a higher chance of drivers losing control during sharp turns. His chance might just be coming.